Stephen Imbide on Fefeswe I'm coming to you from Chirinya. On Monday, we saw a gentleman called King James Atwine Nkizimagara who contested for Isingiro North parliamentary seat. He was nominated and later on he was disqualified from the race. He went to UNEB offices in Ntinda, chained himself, and he was in a peaceful protest demanding for his papers and be verified so that he's put back into the race. But he was arrested and detained at Chira Road Police Station, and yesterday he was released. I want to understand, how did it go? Did he get his papers? What is the status now? Will he be back in the race? What is happening after he was arrested and then released? This is King James Atwine Nkizimagara. Right.
Thank you, NTV and the viewers.
You went viral on Monday when you chained yourself at UNEB.
Yes, you know, we had a mission. And the mission is none other than, we are saying, UNEB, you will not delay us. UNEB is insisting we shall delay you. Because there is no any other issue we are having with UNEB. I am very sure my documents are there. And they acknowledge they have them in the system. Now they are trying to play the game to benefit some politician somewhere, of delaying me until the timelines of EC are catch up with me. So that's why I was at UNEB. Please give me a ruling. I was taken to Chirinya police station, and they charged me for being a public nuisance, and I was wondering who is a public nuisance at this moment, me or UNEB? So,
charged you, when you say charged you, in court or just on statements?
On the statements, they preferred the public nuisance charges. I was later released the following day, that's yesterday, on police bond, and I'm supposed to report back on the 23rd of December. But between that time, I am going to make sure, I am going to involve everybody, every institution that is justice-oriented, to make sure I get my documents back. I am giving out this voice. I am airing out this, not only for me, James, for all the students, for whoever knows that UNEB is the custody of his documents. I am speaking out for you. So many people cannot speak out. I'm trying to be a leader. I'm contesting as a member of parliament. If I cannot fight for my own rights, how will I fight for the people down there? If I can really be marginalized, if I can be treated in such a way, what about the people down in the villages of Isingiro? We are supposed to be the voices of the people. Such justice cannot be done to me, and I sit at home. I am not being a leader. I am not being an example. We must lead by example. We are going to demand for justice, because I'm very sure I entered the classroom and sat for those exams.
When you say you entered the classroom, which schools did you go to, and did you get the certificates from UNEB?
Yes, I went to. I started from a seminary school in Kabare, but I did not sit my O level from there. I joined Green Hill College in my senior 4. I sat my O level at Green Hill College. Later on, joined Manj Memorial Academy in Mbarara, and I obtained my certificates for both levels, and I have them in their original form.
I've seen online somewhere that there is someone who has an index number, same as the one you presented. You
see, that one has surfaced now. When I approached UNEB, the other time you saw, that was on Monday. Now UNEB has come up with a letter to justify its delay. UNEB is saying they have received new evidence. One, they have written to me indicating that one person called Karhanga Nelson has petitioned them saying I missed biology at O level. Therefore, UNEB was not supposed to give me a certificate. When we were doing a practical exam for biology, I was very, very ill at O level. I could not sit for that practical paper. So I have X on my pass slip. So she's saying, how did UNEB give me a certificate yet I had missed biology, which was a compulsory subject? And now UNEB is telling me to come and defend why it gave me a certificate. You see the double standard is there. How can UNEB fail to tell that person who is the petitioner that we gave a certificate rightfully? So UNEB is telling me to be the person to go and do its work. UNEB is supposed to be the institution defending me. The second person, there is a colleague called Bamwesi Jewili. So we sat together in the same examination room. I slept with him for 2 years in the dormitory. But they have indicated his name and put the exact index number that is mine, 506, saying I'm using his index number. I know that gentleman very well. He's called Bamwesi Jewili. His index number is 513. But all this is being done because Bamwesige Willis and the Karuhanga are being used by the minister, Brett Wamrama, to make sure there is a delay. Eh?
You keep on accusing this minister, who is the incumbent MP, of sabotaging your plans.
Of course, I can authoritatively speak that all this is being perpetrated by Minister Brett Wamrama, hiding under the petitioner who is his driver, Kazungu Benson. What would his driver have interest to do with me?
Because he supports him.
You see, he's behind his back. He's pushing, because I was wondering how the office of the IGG, is the office investigating these circumstances. My teachers called me how the IGG approached them. The IGG, and all this is being castigated by Anne Muhiro, the deputy IGG. I send a message to these people. Anne Muhiro, you are supposed to be the person fighting injustice and misuse of office, but it's very, very absurd. See that you are making sure that injustice is done on me. What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to accept a delay from UNEB. It's a tactic. And again, UNEB, I told you, break the chains. You must break the chains of intimidation. You must break the chains of being used by politicians.
You know, you belong to Atwine Nkizimagara, you belong to NRM. During the primaries in Isingiro, especially Isingiro South, but for you come from Isingiro North, was one of the areas that were marred by irregularities. Why don't you petition your chairman, the party chairman, who is General Museveni, to intervene in matters like this, because his powers has executive powers?
No, I have already petitioned the office of the First Lady, and I've already petitioned the office of the National Chairman. Because whatever they are doing, it does not only affect me, it affects the masses down there. How does a person that I sat with in class now look at me fighting for my papers on TV and on UNEB, chaining myself, the whole ruckus? What does he think of this country? Therefore, the National Chairman must take interest in this matter and make sure it is resolved. It's logical conclusion. And the logical conclusion is none other than UNEB swallowing its pride, and it comes out and it pronounces itself that Atwine James is the owner of these results.
You know, you as an independent, you were an independent before you were disqualified. So like other 6 contestants who are there, some of them, they belong to different parties. Yeah. But I want to understand, you are going to a hotly contested election come January 15th. And coming from what we saw in the primaries, which were chaotic in Isingiro, don't you think that this is a recipe for disaster in Isingiro, now that your supporters are not contented with what's happening now?
Actually, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to stop the disaster. I want to assure you, without me on the ballot paper, with whatever the minister is doing, he's yet faces a disaster down there. I'm trying to calm the situation down. I'm talking to my people to be peaceful. Let me handle this. That time you saw them, they boarded buses. They came here to demand answers from UNEB. So we are trying to calm down the situation. We are trying to tell our people these things are being done by individuals, because the Honorable Minister does not represent the views of all Isingiro people. He has been there for 25 years. And what is surprising is that he has a son who is also a member of parliament. But imagine what he's doing to other people. If the documents of his son were stolen, like the way he's trying to take away my own documents, what would have happened to him? Let him be a parent. Let him be a patriotic Ugandan. There are things we cannot do. He has crossed a red line. And I want to assure you, my brother, and the viewers out there, I will not give up on the fight for my academic qualifications.
When you say you won't give up, it's just almost close to a month now to the election, and that time will be gone. Of course, I know this should have an impact on what you, I don't know whether you're working from, but I want to understand as wind up, what has been the impact of all this from the time you were disqualified?
You see, from the time I was disqualified, very many events have taken place. First of all, the public image, they have destroyed my name. My employers have already written to me. I have the letters here. Please clarify on the issues surrounding your the validity of your academic qualifications. I am fighting for both. I really want to have my documents, yes, and also save my nomination. You get my point? Therefore, we are going to use courts of law. Okay. We are going to use all means possible. I have told you, all justice-oriented institutions. Where
time is not on your side.
Human rights, where are you? Yes, time is not on my side, but I know even if the means to move court, stop this election, it will be stopped until my issue is solved, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. Anybody who thought they are going to do this to me and I sit down in Isingiro, eat my talk and keep quiet, no. We shall not keep quiet. We shall fight for the rights of the rest of the people. We shall fight for the rights of those people who cannot speak for themselves. Many things are taking place at UNEB, but some people have no voice. I will come up and speak for you.
Thank you for your time, James Atwine Nkizimagara. He was disqualified from the Isingiro North MP race. Of course, he has been pushing on with the UNEB and relevant authorities. We wait to see what happens, and of course, I know